And good morning, everybody. It is Wonderful Wednesday with Derek Chapman.
Right.
Yet another Brit who I had to meet in America at a conference. It was the ICBCH conference in Florida when they were holding it there a couple of years ago, Derek. I was in your presentation and you're amazing. You had this whole thing and Russian dolls and you're the mind coach. And do you know what, Derek? Take it away. Tell us about you and your protocol.
Well, hi, Claudia. Thanks for the invite. I remember that. Is that the one you went to? Rich Guzzi was there, and you were got hypnotized by him.
I did. You weren't
Yeah,
there, were
yeah,
you?
yeah. I was. Yeah, and he did me too.
Embarrassing.
It was really good. Yeah. So the Russian doll technique came about because it's a sad story, but I'll make it a bit more interesting. Because my dad was diagnosed with dementia a few years ago, and it's right horrible because my dad and me were really quite close, and it's nice to be in control, and not that I'm a control freak, but when I'm with clients, I don't want to sort of go into a mushy sort of state and start crying when I was dealing with that sort of horrible situation, dementia and Alzheimer's. And I thought, how the hell can I be more, I hate the word, coachy word, resilient, but it's true. How can I be more resilient in those situations? So I developed this process, and it's actually James Tripp. I nicked his idea. I've actually done this with James Tripp, and he says it's a really strong process and it's quite powerful and stuff like that. And I thought, how can I make it better? So I came up with the idea of having Russian dolls because people can sort of associate into something. And us, the little tiny ones, the tiny ones, the issue. So this lady came here. I've just finished with a client in a minute, and her issue was, what was it? Lack of self confidence, lack of self belief, and self worth. She said, and so I said to her, okay, we did the lemon technique before. I don't have to go through the lemon technique, do I? Everyone must know the lemon technique. Good. So you get them to imagine a juicy lemon, and you can tell by whether the client's going to be a great client. She could imagine that. And I said, do you remember last week when you came to see me for the consultation and we did the lemon thing? She said, yeah. I said, now using your powerful imagination, that's all, not your logic, because there's no way in a million years you'd fit in that tiny Russian doll. But can you imagine getting that tiny Russian doll on the window ledge like that? And she said, yeah, I can imagine that. I thought, thank God for that. I can imagine little stairs climbing up to it, and inside it's all wooden. I thought, yeah, we're on a winner here, because it's just using their imagination. But I said, like your issue at the minute, use your imagination, aren't you? Yeah, so I'm doing this sort of like quick reframe all the time. So if I tell you what I do with the client, it'll show you how the process happens. So I said, close your eyes. As you close your eyes, I want you to think about that thing. And she said, lack of self-worth. I want you to make it really bad. And she said, oh, it's about a 4. I said, can you make it worse? Not that you have to struggle on my account, but make it worse. And she goes, it's about, someone just paid. It's about, what did she say it was? About 6 or 7. I said, can you make it worse than that? But don't really sort of, it's 9. Okay, no problem. Notice how it's 9. And now stand into a neutral spot, so near your handbag over there, and think about a time in your life where something was hilarious, completely irrelevant. And she said, well, I'm thinking. I said, what sort of thing? She said, well, I remember being best man at someone's wedding, and me and this young guy, I think he was 20 or 20-ish, and I was about 20-ish, and he was too young to get married, to be honest. And we both got drunk. We arrive at the wedding, yeah, and we had the giggles. And the person who was marrying them said, with the very, very best man, in a Gene Brody accent, with the very, very best man, realize this is a serious occasion. That's all I need. It's like the little sniffles thing was turning my shoulders going like this. And I looked over, and the bride's mother was looking at me, and I couldn't stop laughing. He couldn't stop laughing, and the whole congregation, like a Mexican wave, the whole place went up like that. And she starts laughing. This woman now. I said, as you were thinking about sort of something that's really irrelevant, like that, irreverent. What's it?
Irrelevant.
Irrelevant. No, it's irreverent.
Oh, irreverent.
Irreverent. Yeah, like
I
you shouldn't be laughing. Yeah.
get that.
What's it like? And she goes, well, it's hilarious. And I said, as you think about that thing you came in a few minutes ago, what's that like? She goes, well, it's different. I said, well, that's how quick you can change your state. We haven't changed your life, but that's how quick you can change your state. So now what we do, because I showed the Joe Dispenza video before, that neurons are fired together, wired together. That's the science behind it. Stand in the medium-sized Russian doll, slightly bigger. And then, as you close your eyes, I said, all the rubbish stuff's done, signaling, you know what I mean? And then I said, now we're going to use an anchor. The same way when you finish with your boyfriend, you're in a car and it goes, "Let's play that song. If you leave me now, you take away the biggest part of me." We do that's an auditory anchor. This is the physical one, and then she goes into the medium-sized Russian doll, almost like 3 times taller than you. And if you don't get that right, just imagine what it would be like, and then you close your eyes, step in there, and I want you to imagine, let's say, a time in your life where you felt good. And I got a bit of insight beforehand, because you can always tell whether clients can get a great result or not. If they've got no resources, there's no point in doing the Russian doll technique, because nothing's. They'll say to you, "Oh, life's terrible. Never had a happy time in my life." I say, "Even what about the sun?" "Oh, I can't stand the sun. It breaks me out." What your kids? When you first held your kids, "I can't stand them." I said, "You don't need me, love. You need Ghostbusters." That's what I say to those clients. You know what I mean? So they're playing hardball. So anyway, but someone's got some resources. Yeah, I was checked beforehand, so I got a little list of things she wanted, what she's achieved, and. What does she say? Oh, her kids, when she first held her kids. She loves those kids. Great. Imagine that's image number one with her eyes closed. And then what else? She used to work in a fish and chip shop, but then she got so bored of that, she decided to go to night school and become an accountant. And she did
Right.
really good. And that's what really impressive. I nearly fell off the couch. That's quite cool. And as you imagine that image there, we'll call it image number two, Velcroed aside alongside number one. And
Mhm.
then what else? And how would you like to be when this is all over, all this issue, when you're feeling confident? And she gets an image of that. So then as the mind's playing, imagine all these images Velcroed alongside each other, play them, you can make them bigger, whatever. And as you squeeze that thumb and finger, just like we did the lemon technique, getting all the juice, all the good stuff out of that on that thumb and finger, because you can use it in the future.
Mhm.
And that, on a scale from, as you still got her eyes closed, I don't want to fail. What's it like on a scale from 1 to 10? And if they say 8, it's good, because 8's good, and 10's high this time, and 0 is bad. 0 is bad. So she says 8. That's pretty good. So I said, stand over there. The large Russian doll. It could be as big as the Empire State Building or the Eiffel Tower. Just using your imagination. And when people step inside this large Russian doll, I just know the experience they're having. So as you're in there with your eyes closed, I want you to, first of all, notice how your mind has become quieter with so much space around you. If you like most clients who come to see me, and even you, they always think a lot, but notice how you're thinking is starting to calm down. Suggestion, but it is, yeah. And then with so much space, it gives you a bit of clarity and a bit of comfort. And you can see she's really going for this. Now imagine all those images you had in the large doll, and just make them bigger, brighter, whatever you want. Make them even more powerful now. Imagine it's almost like a big, I don't know, Oasis concert, and there's a big image of that image out there, because it's quite recent. And she went to Oasis, and as you see that image now, make the image bigger and brighter. And as it's that big, notice how it feels in your body. So you're expanding it, expanding it. Then the next one, and then imagine again how you'd like to be in the future. Now, if someone's got lack of she said lack of self-belief or something, and I said, imagine now a mirror at the end, and you're looking at yourself as you see yourself now, as you see yourself as your daughters would see you. Yeah, and that's good from their perspective, because they love you, don't they? And
That's
and then I can see the face going. She's not going to cry in that last one. Good, because that's an emotion. And then as you're there now, notice how it feels. And then she said, "That's really good." And then I said, "Okay, now on a scale from 1 to 10, what's it like now?" She said 7. I thought, no, no, no. I said, "You're an accountant. Do what you need to do in your mind. I can't do this for you, to take it to an absolute 10. And when you got it to 10, just nod your head. But don't make this stuff up to please me, because your second one down's a pleaser." I did their assessment beforehand. And when and she sort of smiled. And it was about a couple of, I don't know, about 20 seconds or so before she can take it to a 10, an absolute 10, and squeezing that thumb and finger again and again.
yeah.
And then I thought, that's
Yeah.
good. And I said, dude, now I showed the video of Joe Dispenza beforehand, and it's the sentence he uses is, rather than stimulus and response and that automatic reaction, yeah. And I sort of adapted my Russian doll to that, what he was saying, rather than that automatic reaction. If you become the observer of you doing what you used to do, you can't do it so well. So I said to her, I'll prove what you just did a minute ago. Well, I sure, but as she stood in that large Russian doll, looking back down at you doing all that, I'm not good enough and stuff. I call it the POM, poor old me. What's it like now? Well, I can't get it back. I said, weird that, isn't it? I said, well, don't, hypnotherapists will use the word try, but attempt to get it back. What's it like as you really attempt to get it back? He said, well, I can't. Give up. I said, you give up, quit, didn't you? And so anyway, I said, now what we can do, we're going to almost like change the neural chemistry in your mind as you do that. The neurons are fire together, wired together. But as we rewire them, you've rewired them. We're going to disrupt the negative ones. So as you imagine, your foot under your foot right now is a black grape or a green grape. I don't discriminate. What color would it be? She goes, black. Okay, good. So then what you do is imagine that grape under your foot, and then you physically crush the grape whilst closing your eyes and squeezing that anchor at the same
Yeah,
time. So there's a lot going on there. And then, but physically put some energy behind that grape on the floor. Let me know what foot it is, but don't break the tile.
yeah.
This woman last week was giving it hell. And then so
Brilliant.
she does. Sorry,
Yeah, brilliant. I love it.
I,
I love it. In fact,
I
that's as you know, the anchoring. That's how I developed the
bunny.
running process. But I mean, I didn't develop it, but the anchor, that was my daughter and I speaking through our bunnies, and I'd unwittingly anchored in safety, love, and security, unconditional love. So you saying all this, and you anchor that in, you anchor that in. I'm going, yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
So
Brilliant.
the next doll, it's not finished yet. So you go to the medium-sized Russian doll, yeah. And so you're reinforcing it again. So you mentioned all the good stuff on that large Russian doll, and now you're in the medium doll. Remember the stuff in the medium doll. Imagine under your foot right now is a half of that black grape, which represents that fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And can I really change that quick? then squeeze that thumb and finger, close your eyes, and get rid of that last bit of superstitious thinking. But this worked for me, and that negative stuff, and oh, this hypnosis works. And as you get rid of that last bit there, and when it's all done, open your eyes and let me know. What's the night now? She goes, good. I said, can you get it back? She goes, no. And now the piece of resistance, you go back in the place where you started before, in the little tiny Russian doll. As you're in there right now, luckily she was 45, so she actually remembers Orville the duck. Do you remember Orville the duck?
Yes, I remember all the
Good.
duck.
I call it Awful the duck.
I'm older than 45.
But there
Yeah.
you go. And I can just about remember it myself. And
Yeah.
she actually told me there's a monkey as well. I don't know what he was called. She really knew
Yeah.
this
There
stuff.
was bubbles.
Yeah, you knew it.
Yeah.
Awful the duck's like just too much saccharin in your coffee. It's just like too much schmucks. Anyway, so I said, now as you're in the tiny Russian doll, yeah. Before you close your eyes, I'm a bit of a stickler on this. I've done my thing, so it's quite precise. I want you to imagine now, before you get in the tiny Russian doll, as you close your eyes, I want you to imagine a half a frozen petit pois pea. Which represents that little bit of doubt, that sort of, can I really change that quick and all that sort of stuff. And when you're ready, close your eyes, squeeze that thumb and finger, and imagine that little Orville the duck going, I can't even fly. I'm not very good. And as you hear that, you got an auditory go, you got a kinesthetic go, and you got that thing on the floor, it disrupts it. And then what's it like now as you attempt to get that thing back? She goes, that's amazing. I just feel calm. I said, were you anxious before? She goes, yeah, I was, wasn't I? And jobs, and it's almost like that was her first session. So it's like a quick win because people need to have a quick win that they know they can change. But I
I
use that.
agree. I
So
agree.
I use that for timeline next time we do timeline, because when you do timeline, people can actually go into the event. You know, they're in the event, they don't tell you anything. They've all gone quiet because they're feeling the emotions. But you can't feel the emotions if you're a large Russian doll. And whenever I do go to those events in the past, imagine that there are a cloud between them. So you
Yeah.
can see all you see is the cloud. You know the story, Jack and Nora. You don't have to go into it again. And when you got rid of it, then you imagine the clouds there, and you test it, and they've all gone.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, I love all the different techniques that are out there. Everything's so useful. I mean, the main thing is that we all want to help our clients create change
Yeah.
quickly. You know, we work effectively and efficiently, all of us. You know, we don't sort of like keep people with us for years, you know.
4 sessions. I do 4 sessions, 6 hours, and they're done.
Right. There you go. Yeah.
If they want to come back, they can do. I don't sort of force them into another program of sessions. And the worst thing is, I see clients, and it really annoys me. And my next sort of marketing thing is to tell the truth. Like I saw this girl that came to see me, and she's seen a woman who's 70 years old. She sees a well-meaning therapist who re-traumatizes her every week. And I said, how many sessions you had? Oh, about 70. 70.
I know.
And all she had a problem was being at home by herself. And the Russian doll technique, session one, it opened the door to, this is different. I'm changing. And then we did parts integration with the kinesthetic thingamajig, and they just know something's
Yeah.
changed.
It's all the possibility of change. You give them hope, and then it's like, yeah. I just had a client before our conversation as well, and it's like she's just, you know, she goes, oh my gosh, I'm like absolutely buzzing. I'm like so happy. It's like I can't believe
Yeah.
just being able to let that go. It's like, it's incredible.
Mm.
So again, there are so many different ways we can all help people, and I absolutely love it. What I do like about what we're able to do, though, is to sometimes a client will come in and we think we might be going to do something with them, and then they go, "Oh, this has just happened. Can you help me?" And you have to think on the fly,
Yeah.
what to do, and that's the beauty of it, because we're all client centered.
Mm.
And we can, because we have enough tools in our toolbox to go, yeah, I'm going to do
Yeah.
that now.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so important for our colleagues to have various techniques and strategies so that they can just
Yeah.
do that instead of
It's like your
thinking,
get out of jail card sometimes, and and when you get so comfortable doing it, just like it's just a casual conversation.
oh,
You know, even like
exactly.
hypnosis. When I do hypnosis now, there's no fanfare before. You just go into it, and it's like I do a lot of conversation. I'm on Stephen Brooks' course now. It's like a year's thing, conversation and hypnotherapy. Everyone wants to do that. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your best? Well, like this guy, what's his name? Gamblers are very easy to work with. I find I do the Russian doll technique with them as well.
Well, they're hypnotized.
Mm.
They
They're
do get-
hypnotized, they're focused on the machine. It's like, and just this last time. And what they're doing is they're missing the same as someone on cocaine, really. That I just have one more line, just one more
yeah,
line. And it's like a little vicious circle. Do you know?
yeah,
I see this guy that came to see me with a consultation. He said, "Why do I do it?" I said, "Do you know sometimes?" And you probably think you're addicted, don't you? He said, "Well, yeah, I'm a bit of an addict." I said, "Well, if I have a Magnum in my house, there's Magnum ice creams with a bit of almonds on them. I just know they're in my house. I get a sixth sense. I'm not psychic, but I just know they're in the top layer of my freezer. Now, if I go and have one of those Magnums and go, oh, I eat it all up really quickly and stuff like that. Going back to imagine having the next day and at about 7 o'clock at night, you don't have to think you need it's Magnum time because the body just remembers stuff like that. And there's something missing me out of my life now. It's like Magnum. Am I a Magnum addict? No, it's just a habit. So when I go back in the fridge, yeah, when people are doing cocaine, it's almost they have that. It's like having a Magnum, but they have like a little nibble of it. They put it
yeah.
back in the fridge. They never get the same hit because they need more Magnums and more Magnums. And I never realized it's a good way of explaining it because that's why I never get that. I always want more, don't I? Yeah, 'cause you never get the same hit you do the first time round.
No,
Yeah.
it's only the other one. It's the one that counted, and then it's like so. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different things that we can do to help people.
Mm.
You say pattern interrupt. You use that a lot.
Yeah.
So to make them understand, it's like, oh no, I can do something else instead. Yeah, no, I love what we get to do.
Yeah. Do you know one thing is about people who come and see you, like you kind of build with this person. What do I do? I'm researching this stuff. This person's about. I'm anxious so and so. I'm anxious this and anxious that. I'm really anxious, and they're constricting you in the story, recruiting you in the story. Like I don't want to know too much of the story because I think I don't be able to help you. But then he lists all this. Like this guy came to see me once. He's about 20 years old, and he goes, "Here's this list of stuff." I said, "Can we put that one side, please? And what do you want really?" And then I said, you know, and then I think the session then after session, do you know those things you did before? What's that like now? We use that like as a before and after because you remember we used to be this before, and psychologically we forget how we were, because the brain then just focus on 7 things at once logically, and unless you've been at Harvard, maybe 11. So even anxiety, it's in front of our minds, yeah. But once you deal with it, what happens to that anxiety now? It's gone. And it's
Yeah.
funny we do that because we anchor things in. It's like, like the woman there doing the Russian doll take, anchoring the good stuff, anchored the good stuff. So I did peripheral vision. You all know peripheral vision, but anchoring it in. And I said, as you anchor it in now, close your eyes and do it 3 times and squeeze your thumb and finger there. What's it like? She goes, oh, it feels good. So as you're having those panic attacks, imagine the panic attacks, and as you squeeze the thumb and finger, how does that make it? Oh, it's different, isn't it, really?
So
And
Derek,
yeah,
where are you in England? Where are you?
in Grimsby.
Oh, so you're up north.
Yeah, on the right-hand side, big
Yeah,
triangle. It's on the
yeah.
way up
No,
on the
I used
right.
to live in Ilkley,
Ilkley
Rob
Moor by Tat.
Reading, on Ilkley Moor Bartat. Yeah, so
Yeah.
20 minutes from Leeds. So yeah,
I'm going to
so,
Leeds on Monday, actually. I'm
so
going to Leeds on Monday. It's nice there.
yeah, no, it is. It's very
Yeah.
nice. So now I'm coming through to England 3rd of January.
Hmm.
So which is pretty cool. So because Bob Burns, who
Yeah,
does the
I spent a weekend with him once when I first started because I saw that swan thing. I thought, that's interesting. I'll give that a go. And I remember Swan, I didn't mention it. It's like he'll vouch for this. I did this mentoring with him. My phone kept ringing, and he said, he pointed out when he did a Facebook live, he said, that Derek Chapman, he's got more clients than what I've got. Because I said, how many clients do you have? He asked me. I said, well, I see 20 during the week and about 10 at the weekend. And he was like gobsmacked. And the proof was in the phone never stopped ringing. And he said it was quite ironic that he came for mentoring and he's like busy as anything. And that was like 12 years ago, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool.
But
I love it.
it was nice he admitted that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh
Genuine.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
oh yeah. No, he's so cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I'm going down. I'm flying over. I will be because I'm coming to a wedding in January, December actually, and then
Yeah.
Bob and I are going to do something on January the 3rd in Southampton where he lives because I'll be staying with him and his English wife.
Okay.
And
He lives in Southampton. He doesn't live in Southampton. He doesn't live.
Yeah.
Oh, he's moved. When I saw him, he was up in Montrose. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, he was up in Scotland. No, they live in
Yeah.
Southampton, and
Oh,
so yeah, we're doing a day of the a workshop together. The bunny,
yeah.
the swan and the bunny. So I don't know what that comes together as. Is it the swanny or?
Yeah, but even that's all, folks. Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll be quite funny.
Mhm.
No, it'll be a good way to start for everybody to start their year. You know,
Mhm.
a bit of fun because that's well, it is. It's just nice to have that thing to go. Yes, like to start the new year and get
Yeah,
going.
something to look forward to.
Yeah, something to look forward to. And so yeah, so I'll share those details with you nearer the time. If you've got people who might
Yeah, I'm
be
showing. I'll show it in the Awesome Therapist group. I'll do it this weekend. But there's no hurry. Actually, it's not till next year. But at least it's out there now.
next
Yeah.
year. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
because they might just want to because actually there's only so many places in the room. So
Mhm.
it'll I don't doubt it'll get sold out. So
I had a glimpse of it. It's a good offer, really, because you get 2 days with you afterwards as well, isn't it? And you get a replay of it as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
So it'll
and it's
be
quite cheap. It's quite reasonable compared to
it's
what I spend normally on courses. Yeah,
yeah, no, it'll be very reasonable. Well,
yeah,
Bob likes to do that.
yeah.
And I do and England, people in England they just in England we hypnotherapists because of there's the NHS you can't actually people don't tend to charge what they can in America and other
Mm,
places because of the NHS. So yeah, it's
mm.
so courses can it can just be difficult for people because
Yeah.
not everybody's as busy as you, Derek.
I only work 4 days a week though, Tuesday to Friday. But I do work full time. I don't work Saturday. If I work Saturdays, this guy last week says, "Can you work Saturday?" I said, "I don't unless it's double. You pay double, so it's quite cool." That was
Yeah.
interesting. I got him over a fear of what's that? Fear of heights in 15 minutes and cocaine. He stopped smoking on the consultation. What else? Uh, it's nuts, but that's not me. It's the client. I suppose his belief went to the roof.
I know. I had that one. Literally, I've got somebody for vaping tomorrow, and
Mm,
but I already made a suggestion when I met them
mhm,
at a conference, and that I made a suggestion, and then they have actually stopped. They said, "Well, I've already stopped, but I still want to do a session with you."
that's
Um,
good. Yeah,
so it's just what
I
happens, and even on the phone, yeah.
I liken vaping because people think, oh, vaping's safe because I stopped smoking. They think they're really cool. I said, it's cool to vape, yeah, sure, but the thing is, have you not noticed you sound like a smoker? And they, oh God, don't tell me that, because they do still sound like a smoker when they vape. And it's like, imagine sucking on exhaust fumes, but as long as they got cherry flavour in it, and you got your five a day in there, they think it's acceptable. It's nuts, but their lungs are they sound like a smoker. If it's me, I'd be getting alarm bells. You know what I mean?
I know. Actually,
Yeah,
I sound as though I smoke at the moment.
yeah.
It's because I've been in Vegas, so I've got
You got the
Vegas.
Vegas cop. Yeah, I remember that. Well, it's in Sahara now, so the other place was even horrible. I hated that hotel.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
people
What was it?
smoking,
Yeah,
all
what's it called? What was the first time around that place?
Orleans.
The Orleans. I stayed in the quiet in Trump Tower when I went. It's really far. That noise
Yeah,
you're in. Is that a noise?
No,
What's that?
that was my end. Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Your
Not
time's up now.
your fault. No,
Okay, no problem.
somebody's just sent me a text, so there you go.
Okay.
So what's next for you, Derek?
I'm just going to carry on what I do. To be honest, there was another book in the. I wasn't going to write another book, but I thought, what am I writing this book for? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because I wrote one book, didn't I? Write the book. Did you get the book?
I don't know. I can't remember. I think
Okay. It's an opportunity. 2 secs.
go for it. Go for the opportunity.
It's like, Michael Parkinson, you know. And what's that latest book? Oh, there's a book here. Happens to be Turn Sabotage to Success in just 7 easy steps. That was my
No.
book. It was an Amazon bestseller. Can you believe it?
Yeah, good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm writing another book at the moment. I've got an ebook.
I did buy that book. I think I bought one of your books.
Oh no, my ebook. It was a
No,
parents in the bunny talk process.
the bunny talk process. That one.
Yeah, it was. What was it? It's only an ebook. So
Yeah, I got it. I got it somewhere. I'm sure I got it somewhere.
Parents' journey in the bunny talk process. I mean, it's
That's
for parents. That's because it's for parents.
Yeah.
The actual course is like so much more. It's emotional intelligence. My version of it that I share with clients. Then they go, "Oh, that's why I do that. Oh, I get it." And then it's why the people behave the way they do. And actually, that's what I teach, trained corporate as well. Obviously, with a spin of business on it. And then it involves communication skills. And then there's like it's all so kinesthetic. That's because I'm very kinesthetic.
Yeah.
And
I'm auditory. I hear what you're saying. Yeah. Audiobook man.
I feel it. So there's and most kids, they can't stop moving. So it's actually for children, teens, but then actually I found out it's for inner child work, like on a big scale. I'm mostly doing it with my adults now.
Yeah, I see kids. I see kids. The youngest client I've ever had was 4 years old, but I didn't actually see them in person. I did an audio. The mum said, "Yeah, that was fine."
So, well, you might like it. Why don't you come and join? It's good.
Southampton from here is like miles away.
Oh my gosh! I'm flying all the way over the ocean. Get over it.
Yeah, right. Get over the ocean. I've got so many. You have too many tools in that toolbox. They say you can never have too many tools, and you can because you lose the essence of what it is. And do you know the essence I'm working on now that people not techniques? It's hypnosis.
But it's not necessarily that. It's actually just to make connections.
Yeah.
Meet because you're going to meet people. It just fires you up for a good year.
Okay.
It's as you say for what you get, and you never know. There may just be something that you just like add in, because it's not the whole thing. You can just add that bit, do that bit or that bit, and you just never know what you'll get.
What if you want to watch the recording? Can you just do the recording rather than go all the way there?
I am not going to. I'm not sure that I will record it, Bob and I, because it will be just too crazy, because everybody's going to be doing work on each other.
Okay.
And then when I on the online bit, when everybody's doing that, will do my bit online. That's recorded. However, and it's live. However, when people are in their rooms, it doesn't record when they're practicing on each other. I have to see everybody practicing it before I'll give a certificate. I have to see that people are getting it and know what they're doing.
That's good.
I don't, and then I've got a supportive Facebook group as well, and then people have the opportunity to redo it, because it's to me it's really important that that people know what they're doing and do it and do it as as best they can, but they can make it their own as well. It's pliable. It's not just this is my way and that's it. It's like put your own spin on it, so that you can remember it. But but the gist of it has to be that I know that you're not doing something unethical. That to me that's really important. That people are getting it. That's why the training is, there's consistent training. And as I say, with the Facebook group, you've said you've got a Facebook group.
Yeah, I got two of them, one for the clients and one for therapists.
Yeah. So it's just really important that people understand what they're doing. Anyway, I will send that through to you nearer the time, and I would appreciate it if you shared that with your people who can get to Southampton. Because it will be very, very jolly, I expect.
Okay.
And and great. What a way to start a new year,
Okay.
That's what people want. But Derek, thank you for sharing your Russian dolls with us there. Make sure I get your link to your book as well. That will all go in the comments for everybody. So, really great connecting again. And thank you for watching, everybody and anybody who's stayed on. So it's goodbye from me, Claudia Ricard, and it's goodbye from
him, Derek Chapman.
So take care, everybody. Have a good day. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.